I mean, frankly, you probably know just as much about this as I do. The only difference is that I'm asking a different question than you are.
So I'm Kevin, fourth year medical student from Loyola Stritch, and I failed step two back in August of 2025, and I was really devastated. Ever since, I believe, November, I've been studying it through your method, and I've been seeing more sustainable results compared to when I previously started like studying in general for med school. Yeah, goal score is 220, 260 plus. Hopefully want to sit by the end of July. Been like averaging around like the 50s and 60s with like the UWorld incorrects. And I think that's like the biggest hurdle that I'm facing right now.
There's a gap between what it is I feel like you probably know
Uh-huh.
and your score, because that's lower than I would have expected, given how much you've worked and given how much you know. Because you've gotten
Yeah.
80% on a lot of topics. So I think it's probably an interpretation issue. Like I've seen the way that you've learned it. I know that you got retention. So maybe you're making the wrong kinds of cards, I guess is one possibility. But my suspicion is that just knowing you, there's probably an interpretation error. So let's look at this one. Okay, so a 13-year-old girl brought to the physician by her mother because of a 10-day history of vaginal spotting. Oh, I see. Okay. And so her BMI and her height are both on the higher end. Okay, pubic hair is stage 4. And so, okay, so you chose oral contraceptive therapy as the management, and the correct answer is follow-up examination in 6 months. For management questions, which make up like 40% of the test, you can do one of two things. You can either do what you did, which is like, I don't know. She's got like this kind of like irregular bleeding. If I see irregular bleeding, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like, I should treat it with oral contraceptives,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. The challenge is that you have to have such an immense amount of knowledge to answer a question that way. The difference, it's actually in the question itself.
Mm.
So the question for management questions really hinges on two things. A, what's the diagnosis? B, what's the severity?
Severely, right.
So what's the diagnosis in this case?
It'd be like the menarche of this young girl.
Yeah, menarche. What's the severity? Like how concerned should we be about this thing?
I guess given that she started, it's really expected, so then we shouldn't be as concerned.
Yeah, she's like 13. Like 13 is like
Mhm.
really normal.
Mhm. That's fair, yeah.
Okay. Great. So what would you, so if I asked you, what is the management of kind of normal menarche? What would you tell me the answer is?
Observation and reassurance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, so I will tell you, rero, and this is good for you and Eunice. Rero is usually a technique that we reserve for people that are like stuck in like the 230s, 240s, right? Like, it's kind of like but that's like the last thing that we focus on.
Mhm.
When you optimize, you want to optimize front to back, meaning you want to optimize for what's the, like, if there's an interpretation problem, you fix the interpretation. Like, how are they reading the vignette first? Because that's the first thing that you do, because that affects
Uh-huh.
everything downstream of it. Then after that, then you look at the standalone question. So this, in your case, I think this was a standalone question problem. Maybe it was a severity problem. I don't know. I didn't assess that. It's possible that you did not know that this was not that severe. Though it's possible that you were not looking carefully enough for severity,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
She's like normal, pubic hair, like everything, right? Rule in and rule out is like the very last thing to optimize for. But because it's where the symptoms show up oftentimes, or where they're most obvious, people tend to focus on that. So like, oh,
Mhm.
I get stuck between two answer choices, and I get stuck between, and I choose wrong. Yes, you are reading the answer choices when that happens, and as a consequence, people think that their problem starts at the answer choices.
I
That's
see.
usually not true. The problem usually starts earlier. It's just the symptom is most obvious at the answer choices. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.
Yeah.
All right, look at this one. Okay, so a 59-year-old woman with a 5-year history of UC, ulcerative colitis, comes to the office to discuss pharmacotherapy option. Interesting. Okay, so she's coming here for UC. All right. So the question is basically, the most appropriate pharmacotherapy for this patient is being considered. Which of the following? Okay, great. And so, what should you do before you start the medication? And let's scroll down. Yeah, TB. Okay, sure. Now, did you know that, like, so there's a lot of steps you got to make, right? The
Right.
first is you got to know, all right, so they mean infliximab or, anti-TNF alpha. And then the second thing is you have to know, okay, so for infliximab, the thing you worry about is TB. And so, where was the gap here?
The gap here was making the connection between the TNF alpha inhibitor treatment to screening for TB.
Okay, so this one you might have, rule in and rule out might have helped.
Hmm.
So the specific rule in and rule out that you want to do here is what we call answer identity. So for management questions, that's typically what the kind of rule in and rule out you should do. The wrong way to do this is to say something like, I don't know, for a patient with like where they're going to start infliximab and they've got UC, could it make sense for them to get an echo? Don't ask that question that way because the answer will almost always be maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, echo, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Right? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? A smart person like you that knows a lot of stuff can easily convince themselves that yeah, echo makes sense.
Hmm.
However, instead, if you said, okay, echocardiography, that is the right answer for doxorubicin or trastuzumab. Is that the drug that I'm giving them? No, that's not the drug. Okay, C is out.
I
A.
see.
A is the right answer for if I thought they had active TB. Do I think they have active TB? No, that's not really the concern here. So A is out.
Hmm.
E. E is tuberculosis. Screening. E is the answer if I'm worried about them having latent TB and it being reactivated when I give them like an immunosuppressive therapy, which affects the cellular immunity. Oh, okay. E. Oh, actually, no, that kind of does make sense.
Right.
For diagnosis questions, you definitely want to do that sort of more traditional rule and roulette.
Okay.
For this kind of question, though, like for management questions, you want to think this is the right answer for something. What would this be the right answer for?
Okay. I see.
I don't think your knowledge is that of someone who's scoring in the 220s, honestly. Like, it's not a bad score, but
Hmm.
I think that you can score a lot higher. And I think it's probably going to come from interpreting. So, context, chronology, severity, right? So, you got to, always be thinking about the severity, especially for management questions. For management questions, what's the diagnosis and what's the severity? And then for management questions, in addition to that, rule in means like, what's the, answer identity first.
I see.
If you're putting in the hours but your knowledge isn't accumulating, it's not about studying more. It's about building a system where nothing you learn gets forgotten. In this video, I break down the exact framework to make that happen and get you on track for a 260 plus in step 2. Click here to watch it next.